Deep in the heart of Colorado is a place that defies all logic. Hidden in the San Luis Valley, massive sand dunes rise from the valley floor. They seem completely out of place, but somehow this is where you'll find the tallest sand dunes in North America. Today, I'm hiking to the top, sandboarding back down, and trying to figure out how something this bizarre ended up here in the first place. These are the Great Sand Dunes, and the climb to the top was nothing like I expected. Let me tell you, that was a little bit more than I bargained for.
It's recording.
Good morning, y'all. This is my video, bro. Let me introduce you to my friend Mason. Mason and I have been friends for a while. He's never been out west before, and he was really taking in the views.
Wow! Look at them!
We took the scenic route on our drive to the dunes to soak up the beauty of the Rocky Mountains. This guy right here is on his spring break. He figured the Great Sand Dunes would be the perfect place to go. So now we're here. I'm not gonna lie, he invited me on this trip, and at first I said no. And now we're here.
This stuff is different. This stuff is genuinely, that's what it's about. So I'm glad we came out here. I'm glad Andrew came with me. But it's been a blast, and we got a couple hours left on the road before we get there, but a nice little scene like this, you can't say no.
So right now we are about 2 hours away from our next stop, which is the Great Sand Dunes. We keep saying we're trying to make good time, but every time we just see something like this and you really don't even have a choice. You just have to stop because, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here if we're not stopping? There's no destination. Every single stop on the journey is its own destination. As we continued our drive through the Rocky Mountains, the sunset made everything that much more breathtaking. When we arrived, we slept a few hours before chasing the sunrise at the Great Sand Dunes. Good morning, guys. We have made it out here to the Great Sand Dunes. It is about 6:30 right now. We wanted to make sure we got here early because apparently the wind really starts to pick up in the afternoon. So we just got out here. I honestly have to say the camera does not do it justice. In person, these dunes are massive. And I'm realizing that walking on the sand, you lose about half of every single step. So I know that this is going to be no small task getting up these. I love that it's just like the mountains right there. I am realizing that this is gonna be a lot harder than we originally anticipated. We just made it up this little like micro dune that is the appetizer for this wall of sand that is sitting behind us. So the tallest dune here is a little bit over 700 feet tall, and we probably just walked up about 30 feet worth of dunes, and my heart rate is already significantly higher than it was when we started out. So I know that this is going to be pretty difficult. Mason has a few fun facts for us about these dunes before we continue on.
All right, what's up, guys? Couple fun facts. These are actually the tallest dunes in North America. They literally reach up to like 800 feet. I don't know if we're gonna get to the top. I hope so. But sometimes if there's avalanches here, they'll make like a low frequency noise, and it sounds like humming. So they call it like the singing dunes. I personally hope like we don't run into that.
With dreams of reaching the top and an eye out for any sand avalanches, we began the trek. We just went up an extremely steep little dune, and now my shoe is filled with sand. But you know what? Kind of get what you asked for, right? I mean, it's all sand. It's literally all sand. So. It's kind of hard to see on camera how steep these dunes are, but they are sheer drops. Like, that is no joke. That is insane. Guys, this is just difficult. This is so difficult. Dude, that's like a wall. How are you gonna bro. Let's keep it going. I have a feeling that as soon as we get to the top of this dune, the dune's just gonna keep continuing. I don't think this is actually the top. We made it to the top of our first real dune out here. Let's go! Let's go! But as I suspected, the dunes just keep on giving, all right? Up there is a much higher dune, and that's where we're going next. The further we went, the steeper and windier it became. We're getting absolutely blasted with sand. Oh my God, it's getting real out here. It was hard to tell where the top actually was, but when I saw Mason throw up his arms in victory, I knew we had done it. What? What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Look. We have made it to the top of High Dune. This is the second highest dune in the Great Sand Dunes, and the wind is absolutely ripping up here. I did not realize how far the dunes went. You just see the one big dune when you're over there. But once you get to the top, you look that way. Oh my God, it just keeps on going. So if you're anything like me, you might be wondering how in the world are these big sand dunes here in the middle of Colorado? So here it is. These are the San Juan Mountains and the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, and they slowly eroded over millions of years. Apparently, rivers and glaciers broke rocks into tiny sand grains that we have right here and carried them into the San Luis Valley, which we're in right now. So all the sand settled in the San Luis Valley, and all of the wind blows towards the mountain ranges. So over the years, as the sand just keeps getting blown towards the mountain and towards the mountain, they form these dunes. So the mountains form as a natural barrier to stop the sand from getting blown away, which is why these sand dunes back right up to these mountains in the distance. So the reason why these have stayed around for so long is the wind that comes from this direction blows the sand up the dunes, but then storms come from that direction. So when a storm comes in, it blows the sand right back to where it was, keeping this cycle going and keeping these dunes alive.
Hey guys, today we're on the sand dunes.
We have made it back to the Great Sand Dunes for a little bit of evening sandboarding. So I know these look exactly like snowboards, but they actually are not snowboards. They are engineered a little bit differently so that they can shred on the sand. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna wax up our boards real quick and we're gonna shred. We haven't even gone onto the dunes yet, and the wind is already ripping. So I have a feeling once we get up on the dunes, it's gonna be rough out there. Given my lack of skill when it comes to snowboarding, I didn't have very much faith in myself in the sandboarding department. All things considered though, the first run could have been worse. I suck. It's a lot like snowboarding. I suck at snowboarding. We ain't giving up. Ain't got no quit in me. So let's get going. We made it to our first real slope. The sun just went down over the mountains. I really sucked at the bunny slope, so I'm worried I'm gonna not do too good, but let's try it out. Compared to Mason, I was definitely struggling, but just when I needed it most, came the last thing that I would ever expect on the dunes.
Look behind you! Oh my God! What's up, buddy?
Vibing, shredding, let's go, let's go. Okay, so we've been sandboarding, trying to get back to where we started, but we're kind of running into an issue. You see, the sand is blasting us in the eyes, and the only way to stop that is for me to wear these shaded goggles, but because of that, I cannot see anything. On top of that, my headlamp died, my phone died, Mason's phone is on 9%, and we don't know how much left he has on his headlamp. So it's getting honestly kind of sketchy out here. The wind is still destroying us. We need to get back to the car ASAP because we do not know how much longer we have out here with any sort of light. Whew. Okay, we are back at the car. Let me tell you, that was a little bit more than I bargained for. Probably about a half mile from the end, my feet just started really dragging. I kind of almost started to get a little lightheaded. And you know, when you're in the dark and you don't exactly know the way back and you don't have any light, all those things stacked together, stuff starts to get a little bit nerve-wracking.
Earlier when we were out and about just getting food and we were at the bar at Colorado Springs, we kept asking people about like where we were and kind of the sand dunes and the whole area. Each and every single person we talked to had some sort of paranormal story.
Yeah, so the Great Sand Dunes are in San Luis Valley, which is a hotspot for UFO sightings, paranormal activity. A lot of weird stuff goes on. And when you're out in the dark in the middle of nowhere, those things definitely start to run through your head. But we've literally gained 4 different eyewitness accounts of like unexplainable weird sightings. So
Watch out for St. Louis.
watch out for San Luis Valley, for real. It's so beautiful though, worth it, worth it. Now we're just gonna go home and we're going to bed. We're tired. Made it back to the dunes with the sandboards for the second day. Yesterday was more of like a stare at the sunset, kind of see what it's about type thing. But today's serious, okay? Today's the day. We're gonna hit some clips. We're gonna hit some tricks. We're gonna actually shred these dunes, all right? Without further ado, let's get going. Making some good progress. We just came up this hill and we honestly thought we were at the top, but we got a while to go. So that up there right next to my head, that is High Dune. That's where we need to get before this shredathon can begin. So let's make the mission. Let's get up there.
Big shred. Oh, man down.
Okay, that was my most painful wipeout by far, but we got no quit in us, okay? You live, you learn, you get up, you dust your butt off, you keep going. Let's go. We made it to the top of High Dune. We got a big shred ahead of us now. I'm coming off of kind of a painful fall, so the confidence is slightly low, but that don't matter because it's time to perform. Let's do it.
The Shredathon begins!
So we just made it to the bottom of this valley on the sandboards, and I was laying here and I realized like this is so comfy. The sand is so comfy. It's like memory foam mattress or something. I think it is very weird that the Great Sand Dunes is actually one of the least visited national parks in America. And I guess, you know, from the pictures, if you look at it, you could just be thinking, you know, oh, it's just some sand, right? But this place feels like a different planet. Seriously. It is unbelievable, like, especially the scale of these dunes. Like, when you come out here, you're looking up at these dunes. It's like, how are these here? Like, especially in the middle of Colorado in the Rocky Mountains. Like, what are we doing here?
How does this exist? But just come out to the great sand dunes. Y'all are sleeping on the sand, man.
That's a wrap on my time at the Great Sand Dunes. This place completely blew my expectations out of the water. The camera will never do it justice, so please do yourself a favor and go see it for yourself. Till next time.